Warm greetings to all those who have tuned in to this video presentation. The talk that I am about to deliver was delivered at the International Yoga Day celebrations, which was hosted by United Consciousness. I represented the Divine Life Society of South Africa at that conference, and I am a devotee of Sri Swami Shivananda. So the talk is entitled Pranayama, the Science and Art of Breath Control. Let me say a few words about the Divine Master, Sri Swami Shivananda. Swamiji was born in the year 1887 in the little hamlet of Pattamadi in South India. He attained Mahasamadhi in 1963. He was a doctor in Malaysia, which was known as Malaya at that time, in his pre-sannyas life. An intense longing for God, mumukshutva, drove him to Rishikesh, where he took on the ochre cloth on June 1st, 1924. After protracted sadhana and performance of severe austerities, like living on dry roti for days and meditating for up to 16 hours a day, he attained the highest pinnacle of human life, God realization, some 5 years later. In his lifetime, the master wrote over 250 books covering every aspect of yoga. Let us now listen to the master himself on the subject of pranayama.
I shall deliver a short lecture today on Pranayama. Pranayama is an exact science. It's the fourth anga or limb of Ashtanga Yoga. It is a regulation of breath or control of prana. Pranayama studies the mind, augments the gastric fire, energizes digestion, invigorates the nerves, destroys rajas, destroys all diseases, removes all laziness, makes the body light and healthy, and awakens Kundalini. Pranayama should be practiced when the stomach is empty. Be regular in our practice. Do not take bath immediately after the practice. Do not practice kumbhaka or retention of breath in the beginning. Have only slow and mild purak, inhalation and reject exhalation. Do not strain the breath beyond your capacity. Keep the ratio for purak, kumbhak and rechak as 1:4:2. Exhale very, very slowly. Sitan Padma Siddha Sukhasana. Keep the head, neck and trunk in a straight line. Inhale slowly through the left nostril and retain the breath according to the ratio. Then exhale slowly through the right nostril. This is half process of pranayama. Then inhale through the right nostril, retain and exhale through the left nostril. Do not retain the breath for more than 1 or 2 minutes. Do 10 or 20 pranayams according to your capacity. Do not fatigue yourself. Increase the number gradually. You can go up to 16 is to 64 into 32. This is Sukhpurvat or easy, comfortable pranayam. Practice Shitali in summer. This will purify your blood and cool the system too. Practice Bhastrika in winter. This will cure asthma and consumption. Repeat Om Ram mentally during the practice. Observe Brahmacharya and diet control. You will derive maximum benefits and will quickly purify the bodies or wells. Prana and mind are intimately related to each other. If you control prana, the mind will also be controlled. If you control the mind, the prana will be automatically controlled. Prana is related to mind and through it to will, and through will to the individual soul, and through individual soul to the supreme soul. Not the practice is very second in right earnest. Control the breath and calm the mind. Steady the breath and enter into samadhi. Restrain the breath and lengthen the life. Subdue the breath and become a yogi. In dynamo of power, peace, bliss, and happiness. Oh.
That was the voice of Sri Swami Sivananda. In his lifetime, Gurudev wrote over 250 books on every aspect of yoga. Swami Sivananda practiced various forms of breath control, which conferred on him inexhaustible energy, a powerful voice, and phenomenal memory. It also helped him to bring about rapid healing in his patients through the transmission of prana shakti, which he directed to the diseased parts. Yoga for Health is a collection of some of the master's writings on three of the angas, namely Hatha Yoga, Pranayama, and meditation. You will see the book on your top right-hand side, Yoga for Health, written by Swami Sivananda. It is impossible to adequately cover this vast topic in the short time available. Over 100 pages of Yoga for Health are devoted and dedicated to pranayama. You can obtain the book online by going to Divine Life Society of South Africa, if you Google it, and the book is obtainable there at a very low price. The biography of Swami Sivananda, From Man to God Man, is also a fascinating read, tracing the life and works of this great Mahatma, often described as the 20th century sage of the Himalayas. What is pranayama? Prana is the life force that constitutes the energy of the entire cosmos. Prana can be controlled by regulating the breath, which is called pranayama. Pranayama is the fourth limb of Patanjali's Ashtanga Raja Yoga system. Ashtanga means 8 limbs. It is one of the 8 steps given by the Maharishi, which you can see on the right-hand side. And these 8 steps start from the ordinary worship, waving lamps and so on, and going in stages all the way to pranayama, which is number 4, and goes on to concentration, meditation, and samadhi, which is God realization. There are 3 stages to pranayama: inhalation, which is called purvak, retention of the breath, kumbhak, and exhalation, which is rachak. There are many exercises which lead to the control of prana, in which one or more of these stages are emphasized. Let us describe some types of pranayama. The simplest one is Sivananda pranayama, which was propagated by the master himself. It is a very simple pranayama. All it says is breathe in and out very slowly, extremely slowly, so that even the hair inside your nostrils doesn't move. So it's a slow breathing inwards and outwards. Do it for a short period of time and you will find yourself relaxing immensely. It gets rid of tension, worries, and anxiety. The next one is Kapalbhati. This pranayama concentrates on the abdominal region and concentrates on Rechak, which is breathing out. I will demonstrate it to you without you seeing me, but you can hear it through the breath. So it is pushing the stomach in, the abdominal region in, and concentrating only on breathing out. That is Kapalbhati. So we do this briskly and rapidly. The inhalation takes care of itself, as you saw. Bhastrika is another type of pranayama which is more vigorous. In this pranayama, you breathe in and out rapidly and briskly. So it concentrates on both Purvak and Rechak. I'm going to demonstrate this again to you. If you fold your arms and you flap your arms as if you are a bird or a duck or as if you are in a flying mood, then you can get much more out of this pranayama. Let me demonstrate this. So here I folded my arms and thrusted it upwards and downwards, simulating flying. The last one that I will discuss is Sukh Purvak. This is the one that is Gurudev referred to as the easy, comfortable pranayama. It's also called the alternate nostril breathing. And in this pranayama, all three are given attention. Here you see some students who are practicing this pranayama. Let me describe this to you. You sit with folded legs as in Sukhasana, any one of the three sitting poses, Siddhasana or Padmasana. Padmasana is the lotus pose and Sukhasana is a very easy pose like the one that is being demonstrated here. If you cannot sit on the floor, you can sit on a hard back chair, but make sure in all cases that the head, the neck, and the back are in a straight line. That rule also applies in meditation. The head, the neck, and the back must be in a straight line. Close your eyes and concentrate on the space between the eyebrows. This is called the Trikuti. And while you do this, repeat the mantra mentally. Whatever mantra you have, repeat it mentally. And here I'm demonstrating this, Sukh Purvak. So this is a pranayama in which the nostrils are opened and closed alternately. Now you'll see in the first picture, one nostril is closed with the thumb. So the thumb is used to open and close that nostril, right? And the other nostril can be closed, if you see in the second picture, with the ring finger as well as the small finger. So you breathe in, as the first picture shows, and the second one is showing the breath is being held. And while the breath is being held, you switch positions. The finger, you close the right nostril now. And while the right nostril is closed, you retain the breath. The breath is now retained. And then finally, you release the air through the other nostril. That's exhalation. So the pictures show inhale through the right nostril, as you can see. Close and open. This is the one. Close and open. Retain and exhale in that order. Now this is just half the pranayama because you must now get back to the original. So you repeat the process now, beginning with the inhalation through the other nostril, to the left nostril, and you go back and return to the original state. This entire process, the 6 stages, as you can see, right? 3 stages to take you to one nostril and the other one to come back to the original. So all these 6 processes constitute one pranayama in the Sukh Purvak pranayama. So there are some rules. You retain the breath as long as is comfortable. Right? Inhale and exhale very, very slowly. This is important. The ratio, as Gurudev said in the audio, the ratio of times spent on inhalation, retention, and exhalation should be 1:4:2. You can use the japa to do the counting. Like for instance, when you are breathing in, you will say, I would say Sri Ram through one nostril, and then you hold the breath for 4 times. You say Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, and then you release the breath to a count of 2, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. You can even say it 2-8-4 if there is the same ratio, if you double each one of them. Okay, so in sequence it will be like this: Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram, Sri Ram. That gives you 7 counts altogether. All right, and you do it slowly. Because it gradually increase the ratio, and as you increase the ratio, you become more and more adept in pranayama. Do about 10 or 20 at each sitting, morning and evening, according to your capacity. And if you increase the ratio over a long period of time, you get tremendous benefits. So let me just give some guidelines first. Some of these the master has already said. All right. What are the benefits of regular pranayama? It improves health, invigorates the nerves, energizes the digestive system. The Kapalbhati which I showed you is very good. Energizes the digestive system. It removes laziness. If you're feeling sleepy during the day, stop and do a few rounds of Bhastrika, the last one. Inhalation, exhalation, briskly. And in the adepts, it awakens the Kundalini Shakti, which resides in the Muladhara, at the base of the spine. So it can actually, this is a process which can actually lead you to God if you do it regularly and many times. It also destroys diseases like asthma and TB. There are many other benefits which we don't have time to discuss. Breath control leads to the control of the mind. Pranayama is a great aid to the control of the mind. Most of us are novices on the path of yoga, and we know that it is very difficult to have mastery over the mind. As the master has said, start the practice this very second. It is a step towards the goal of life, that is, liberation from the round of births and deaths. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.